Hey guys, welcome to Beauty and Grace. The lighting is so bad in here. I just decided to go kind of old school with it, like we're back in the days of black and white. Anyway, I want to talk to you today more thoroughly, really, about hormone balancing. As many of you know, I'm 41 years young, and the Lord has brought me through a lot. He renews my youth continually. He leads me in all the paths and stuff that I should take, and and everything, ask Him to be involved. But miraculously also, because He still does work miracles, and he will renew your youth, even like Sarah. All you gotta do is ask to receive. So that is first and foremost, and I'm currently waiting on that manifestation, specifically, which we'll get into. That's another message. So anyway, but in my daily life, eating and things like that, recently, because the Lord took me through some more layered healing, from even dealing with that child that had been wounded, and within, I thought, if you'd watched my journey, you would know we had been through a lot of this, and I thought, hey, that part was done, but the Lord, He alone knows the layers and the things and stuff, and it's a continual from glory to glory. So it's not about, you're not going back, but many of you may find yourself also, if you're coming here from my other channel and have been part of the journey, and the Lord has been operating and doing things in you, you may also find yourself in that place of things coming up that you thought were dealt with at this time. And so, and you're initially like, what, have I backtracked? Have I gone back? Are we still going around this mountain? But no, it's, it'll be new and just a deeper work before position. So I don't want to get into that, because that's for the other platform, or same platform, different message. Anyway, but for what we eat and things, if you are within the microwavable system, and many are, if you can't grow your own garden, if you're in transition like me and you don't have your gardens, you don't have the land that the Lord's promised right now, you're not in that place. You have to do with what you got, and you may not have the means to do. And so you always want to know, you bless and you give God glory for what you have. And you also ask Him for the greater, But there are good choices that you can make everyday life with what you have, and just what's available even in your grocery store. First thing I would like to say is, as much as possible, get out of the microwavable and get back into cooking. Put that apron on, sister. I don't care if you've never cooked a day in your life. You can learn, Get into it. Make it fun. Be creative. Start simple. Live food, live body. Go back to the basics. Shop the outside of the grocery, where all the live and living stuff is. Get organic when you can, but if you can't, that's okay. Bless it and move on. But it's important to get the your greens and your different colors of the rainbow in you. Now, there are certain parts that certain vegetables, certain things that are going to add and cause your body to produce estrogen. Okay, and if you already have a lot of estrogen, which many do because you've been eating things that are loaded with animal product hormones and all kinds of other stuff, and you got toxins, all this stuff, and most people don't go outside because of being afraid of all the things that they made you afraid of, and so you don't get your vitamin D, you're not putting your feet in the grass, and all the things that the Lord has created that keeps everything in balance. You're not resting properly, not sleeping properly due to technology and staying on the phone, we could just go on, there's so many reasons why everything is out of whack. But in this hour, if you go back to simplicity, those things can be put in their balance. And so first and foremost, I'm going to tell you, it's all everything is put back in order under Christ. You have all things in that relationship, and the more you hear the word of truth. So if you don't know him, if you don't know that, believe me, it is not his word, it is power. I know him intimately. He brought me out of the pit of hell. He brought me from the darkest of dark, from all kinds of bondages, and has redeemed me. So if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. So hit those other messages if you don't know, because that's your foundation. And then once you are on the proper foundation of knowing your identity is not out here, this is just your vehicle for getting around here, then you can move on and everything will flow in the proper. He's first. He's the solid. If you've got your identity built in all these faulty things of, what do I look like? Is my makeup on good? You know, am I at the right weight? Do I have a little bit too much in my BMI? I mean, come on. If you're out there at all, you're going to be shaken, because it's going to fluctuate. And it can be taken, it can be stolen, it can be moved. So you want to not have your identity out there. And again, that's really a work of the Lord, because a lot of times, like for me, I know we haven't gotten to the hormone part yet, but hey, I'm following Holy Spirit. For me, you know, when a child has had a trauma or things like that, when there's been a rejection and stuff, you know, it can affect every part of your body. And so the Lord takes us through all these inner healings and layers and deals with all this stuff as only he can. And as the inside, as he transforms it, everything else will follow, because his beautification, you know, what he does is all encompassing. So he starts within and it flows without, from glory to glory. And so, you know, that's your foundation. As far as like what we eat and stuff, again, living food, living body. And so there are certain things which I will try to include a list in this video, because for time's sake, of things that will produce more estrogen versus things that, you know, will help with your other, like progesterone, testosterone, all those different things. But you want something that's going to actually balance them as like a whole, so as naturally as you can. So first of all, you need time in the sun. You need time barefoot in the grass. You know, you need to have those picnics. You need to fly the kites. You need to play with your babies. You know, you need to laugh. You know, all of those things of simplicity, dig in the dirt. Very important, and they actually help with all of this. You know, hydrate. Hydration is so key. Lots and lots and lots of water to keep the toxins and stuff flushed out. And then, like I said, lean protein, lots of vegetables. Stay away from white sugar, white flour, all that processed type stuff. It's not good for you. You don't want sugar, things like that. Now, if you want to treat once in a while, you know, everything within balance, but it should not be a staple. Let me think, what else? Doing things like exercising continually. It doesn't have to be a video. It doesn't have to be necessarily going to the gym. You can ride bikes. You know, you can get out there and run with your kids. You can play football, you know, go swimming, kayaking, skiing. I mean, come on, you know, things that it can be fun. I definitely highly recommend, more than any of it though, is that you get into weights, resistance training, weights. Even if you want to do like calisthenics, you want to add that for your muscle, and that's going to burn the fat and everything way longer than just the few minutes that a cardio session would. It does not burn very long once you're done. And so, but with weight training, it does. It's a continuous, like, all day, you know? And so, that is so important, you know, also in keeping everything balanced. You can do things like dry brushing, using essential oils. Highly recommend that. You would start at the bottom of your feet and work your way up, your fingertips, and work your way up, always going towards your heart. You know, and you want to include more foods like alkalizing foods than, you know, a good balance between alkalizing and acidic. And you can get even pH strips to see where you are and how far off either direction that you are. So that's just kind of a wide base of things that you can do. But maca powder, there's actually a list. Primrose, maca, or maca, however you want to say it. there's a whole list, really. I'll try to include and get the list and put down for you guys of the foods that we're going to produce more estrogen, and also the natural hormone balancing herbs and things that you can incorporate. I use maca in my shakes and stuff. You can put it in your shake, you can put it in your coffee, depending on how the supplement, what you get. You can find them at Whole Food, you can find them at Walmart, but you just want to make sure that it's as pure as you can get. Those are natural hormone balancing supplements. So we're going to leave it here for now, and I may add other tidbits to this later. Okay? You're loved.